Hi, everyone. So, this is Life in the Movies, episode 39. However, the file that I was originally going to upload got corrupted, long story short. So, I tried to upload it a couple times, it just wasn't working. So, I've asked Jacob to jump on with me, and this is going to be a shorter episode, but it is going to be an episode. So, Jacob, thank you so much for joining me. I really am sorry. Technology, am I right?
Yep, well, we've all had those days for sure, and this just happened to be one of them on your end. It's nobody's fault. We just got to get through it sometimes.
Yeah, but before and this will be a very short episode. We're just going to talk about Daredevil season 2, episode 1. But before we do that, I want to get some house cleaning out of the way. I'm going to be joining Jacob on his channel this coming Saturday. We're going to be doing a watch party with Jason the Old Millennial. We're going to be doing Dr. No. I am so very excited to do that, celebrating the 60th anniversary of James Bond, one of my all-time favorite franchises, and I'm so looking forward to doing that with you, Jacob.
Yep, I'm so looking forward to having you and Jason. Have you ever worked together before? This is your first time, isn't it?
This is going to be my first time, yes, and so I'm looking forward to meeting him. And also, in the coming few days or weeks, I'm sure Jacob has the exact date, but I will be going on his channel once again for episode 4 of discussing DreamWorks, where we're going to be talking about Chicken Run, and I am so looking forward to that because I am an Aardman super fan. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. Chicken Run is one of my personal favorites from Aardman.
Yeah, and of course, on this channel, Scary Mania will continue on as planned. Thankfully, none of those files have been corrupted so far, so I feel like it's two cans and a wire sometimes, but I am making it work. And also going to have a special video with Brevin. Brevin's going to be coming back for Scary Mania and another video. So, a lot of content coming your way. So, thank you all for subscribing and, of course, stay tuned. But for right now, Jacob, let's dive into Daredevil Season 2, Episode 1. The episode is quite simply called Bang, and in the episode that is lost in the ether, you said that this season definitively did start with a bang, so the title was very apt. What did you think?
Yeah, like I said in our corrupted video, it definitely started with a bang, and I am greatly excited to see where season two is going to go. Great setup where you get to see Matt Murdock continuing to fight crime while being a successful lawyer by day. I like that it shows that he's too committed to Daredevil that he's struggling to keep his personal life intact. And the one time we see that his personal life where he's hanging out at the bar and that he's playing pool with Karen and there's possible hints of the romance there, which I'm intrigued by. They start to hit the fan real soon when the Irish mob or whatever gets gunned down by a mysterious presence, which I presume is the Punisher. I think it's kind of obvious it's the Punisher because you had brought up it's the Punisher, and I don't know the Punisher, but I know a character like the Punisher is known for very brutal violence. So this episode has got me so excited to actually see the Punisher and to really see what the hype is all about for the character. And I thought it was a great start. It had some good action. I ended on a good cliffhanger, and it leaves me excited to see what's going to happen next. I thought it did what a season premiere should do, and I can't wait to see the rest of the season.
Yeah, this portrayal of the Punisher, I'm so excited for you to see it, Jacob, because John Bernthal, I'm a big fan of his, not just as a human being, but just also as an actor. And he's probably the best Punisher that we're ever going to see. And this show does a great job in the beginning of just kind of drip feeding him because we literally don't see him for the first like half of the episode. We just see the destruction he leaves behind because he has no time for crime. But unlike Daredevil, who is more judicial, is Punisher is basically like, oh, you're a criminal. No, well, you're SOL. That's pretty much the Punisher's MO.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where that's all going to entail. It's so exciting to see that. The scene where he guns down the mob was actually very crazy. I felt kind of bad for the main mobster guy because he had such an epic speech about how it's their time to take on the city and take over after all the others were taken out. It's our turn to finally rise up and be the proud Irishmen that our ancestors were and stuff like that. Typical Irish speech right there. And then as soon as he said those famous last words,
It's like the Irish eyes will be smiling again. And Punisher's like, no, they won't.
no,
No,
not,
they won't.
not today.
But the episode does a good job of showing that the Punisher doesn't really have like he's equal opportunity destroyer of gangs. Like he destroys Irish, destroys this biker gang. I believe it's called the the Hounds of Hell. I can't remember the name right now, but they're the biker gang. And really, after Wilson Fisk's capture, there really is a power vacuum. So it's going to be interesting because I can't remember if there's another gang element introduced, but if there is another gang element introduced, it will be interesting to see how that plays out. I do know slightly that I believe in the Defenders show the big evil is the Hand, so I have a feeling we're going to see some groundwork for that. But I haven't seen the Defenders show, so I don't know. I'm just spitballing, I guess.
Yeah, it's very exciting to see where this series is going to go. And I'm just happy that, Daredevil is officially back. Ryan, I don't know if you've watched She Hulk. The show is terrible, by the way. I'm not a fan of it. But the one episode that I genuinely liked was episode 8, which did have Charlie Cox's Daredevil in it. Yeah, he has a different costume. He's a lot jokier in that show compared to in the Netflix show. But I didn't care. I was just happy to see Charlie Cox back in this role. He had great chemistry with Tatiana Maslany, the actress who plays Jennifer She-Hulk, and it made me excited to check out the new show. So if anything, it's just awesome that Marvel is continuing to keep Charlie Cox, even if this is a different version of the character in the Disney Plus shows compared to what we saw him in the Netflix shows. It's a good time to be a Daredevil fan.
Yeah, I jumped off of She-Hulk early. I made it through one. I said I would commit to one and then I would make a decision, and I decided not to continue on with it. And in the words of Robert Frost, I took the road less traveled by, and the wisdom has made all the difference. Because seeing social media has just been like, I feel pretty vindicated right now. But yeah, you are right. Charlie Cox is pretty much the best Daredevil we're ever going to get. I have not seen the Ben Affleck movie. Jacob, I believe maybe you have, if my memory serves.
I have seen the Ben Affleck movie once, and it's not really that good. Like Ben Affleck is not really the right actor for Daredevil, and the action is not really the best handled. It's very choppy and all over the place, and it's pretty goofy. It doesn't really fit what you expect for Daredevil compared to how Charlie Cox has handled the character. That version does have a good Kingpin though. He was played by Michael Clark Duncan, and he was really terrific in that movie. It was a shame he was wasted on a bad script because he was really good in the role. But the Daredevil series thankfully makes up, and we have what I can now safely say is the definitive Daredevil series at the moment. I'm really curious what if Daredevil Born Again is going to have the same quality as the Netflix show. I think they officially confirmed it's more of a reboot. I don't know how far of a reboot it's going to be. Is it going to completely redo the Daredevil story for the MCU timeline, or is it just going to be a soft reboot where the Netflix show is still there? It's just more so its own continuation where you don't have to watch the other series and still get into it. I honestly don't know, but it's going to be fascinating what's going to happen.
Well, it was shown in Hawkeye that Wilson Fisk is definitively the Vincent D'Onofrio Wilson Fisk is in the MCU. So,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of continuity, there is at least some left over from the Netflix show. I'm not expecting for this show to be as gritty as the Netflix show. I'm not expecting that from Born Again. All I want is them to capture the spirit. They capture the spirit, then I will be a happy man.
Yeah, let's hope for the best on it because after She-Hulk,
Oh boy. Yeah, I've like I said, I've seen social media and just the general thoughts are just She-Hulk is hard work. That's all I gotta say. But what did
yeah,
you
the toxicity on that show is ridiculous because there's no in between. It's either you either really, really, really love the show or you're sexist. Well, I'm not sexist, but I don't like She-Hulk. So where do you fall on that?
we got to get to a point now where if you bring up something with like a female character that doesn't make sense, there's still going to be the group of people who are like, oh, you're just a dirty sexist. I mean, of course, but you, we just got to start getting to the point now where it's like we're not necessarily saying the character's bad because she's a woman. We're saying that this is bad because she's just a bad character. Gender has nothing to do with it. Fair to say.
No, I had nothing against the character. I like the actress, and I think if she was in a better written script, I think she would have been fine. The writing was what killed the show for me, like with its meta comedy and the fourth wall breaks and just how crazy goofy it is to where you can't take any of it seriously. Like nothing actually happens in the show. There's like no conflict at all. It was a badly written show. I respect you guys if anyone loves it, but it just didn't work for me, and it's easily Marvel's biggest misfire, at least in the MCU.
Yeah, well, as far as Daredevil season 2, episode 1, the Netflix show, it was a great start to the season. What did you all think of the episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to read what you have to say. Well, and thank you all so much for your patience. Like I said, technology just bit me in the butt again. But thank you to Jacob. He really is just the best podcast partner I could ever ask for jumping on an off day for us in terms of not recording. And another note I forgot to mention, he's going to be joining me for Scary Mania to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. That's going to be coming up in just a couple of days. Oh boy, that's a movie's a bowl of fruits and nuts. But anyway, Jacob, thank you so much. You really are a great friend. Where can the people find you?
Well, people can find me on Letterboxd, Twitter, and Facebook, and they can also subscribe to my two YouTube channels. My second channel, Storytime with Jacob, is where you can check out my book reviews and read-alongs. I'm currently in the middle of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That's been a fantastic reread so far. I've been on my main channels where I do all the movie reviews, TV reviews, all that fun stuff. Like Ryan said earlier in this podcast, this Saturday we'll be doing the watch party where Ryan and Jason will join me for a party on Doctor No. I'm excited to dive into that. And then sometime next week, I'm still working on the planning stages of that. Ryan will join me for the Chicken Run discussion on the Discussing DreamWorks podcast over on my channel. So be on the lookout for some exciting stuff coming over on my end.
Yeah, definitely go and subscribe to him. And like I said, Scary Mania 3 will be continuing on this channel, so stay tuned for all of that. But for Jacob Martin, my name is Ryan Cam. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Take care.